putting a bow on a wonderful episode. We appreciate George Campbell, CF Montreal, U.S. Men's National Team defender, joining us, chopping it up. And certainly you learn something new all the time. We're going to have a bake-off, George and I, Jalil here. We're going to see who's better. I'm about to get my Instagram up. But my man, he swears he can cook better than me, so we'll see. I told him I'm becoming an old black woman like my mom, so he laughed at that.
We about to have a Betty Crocker bake-off between Alan and George.
We about to. That's right. If anyone's listening on the Food Network, we can make something happen. But speaking of making something happen, this time every show we give out our flowers. Last week I gave out mine to Marin LeBlanc, who has stepped in for just a moment here to coach the U18s in Marbella, Spain. A great opportunity for him. He got to the final last year with Philadelphia Union 2 and MLS Next Pro. We wish him all the best as he continues to carve out a great journey in the game. This week, I'm going to keep it on the bench, on the sideline, and I'm going to go to USL San Antonio FC head coach Carlos LLamosa. Carlos, perfect 4-0, top USL championship in terms of the entire overall standings, two-time MLS Cup winner in DC, MLS Best XI with Miami. Yes, Miami before Inter Miami FC back in 2001. They were the fusion for you kids. You can YouTube it. You can Google it. And then ended up in a cool thing, Jalil, becoming a U.S. citizen back in 98, made just under 30 caps, 29 specifically for the U.S. men's national team. A real good guy, has been around the league, was in Portland not too long ago. Now the head coach for San Antonio FC. They are the top dogs in USL Championship so far. Perfect 4-0. My flowers go to Carlos LLamosa. Best of luck to him in San Antonio the rest of the way.
Hey, that's what's up. That's a good shout out. Shout out, Carlos. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
The San Antonio, keep bringing pride to the Lone Star State. For me, we've talked a lot about Sporting Kansas City on this episode. We've talked a lot about Peter Vermes. I'm going to stay in that club, and I'm going to stay in the vein of excellence. I mentioned this fine gentleman's name earlier in the show, and I'm giving my flowers to none other than Tony Meola. And the reason why is because Tony, as a lot of us have known and have come to understand, he recently suffered a health scare that shook a lot of us up to be
Facts.
real. And reaching out to Tony in that moment, a lot of us, felt our own mortality flash in front of our own eyes, right? And to now see him back on the airwaves, to hear him back on the airwaves is a blessing. It's also very refreshing to be able to work with a legend that is as humble as Tony and is as graceful as he is, and is as dedicated to his craft as a broadcaster as he is, because he's one of those players, former players, I should say, that is immortalized in many ways. For people that came up in my generation, we looked up to the Peter Vermeses, the Tony Meolas, the Casey Kellers, the DeMarcus Beasleys, or whatever have you, and to still see them doing things at an extremely high level, it just makes you continue to fortify a mentality that is, if they are doing things where they wake up every single day to continue to try to be the best at what they do, you have zero excuse. And that's what I saw from Tony the first time we worked together at CBS. And that is what I continue to see, not only through his work now that I know what good broadcasting is, but every time we link up, he has a very, very calm and professional demeanor. So shout out to the big homie, Tony Meola, for being back healthy and blessing us with amazing grade A analysis.
I absolutely love that. You're always so good about making sure the right person gets your bouquet every week. And Tony is fantastic. And I think what I always try to remember is the posters I had in my room. And this is for the grown and the sexy, this image right here. But the U.S. men's national team, 1990 World Cup team photo at the Coliseum in Rome. This is like a World Cup photo. They did like a promotional photo at the Coliseum, where it
was the whole team. You're talking about the
team. Whole team, not just the 11, like the Rome Coliseum ahead of 90. And they were all like, they're wearing the white kits with the. I actually don't mind that vintage of kits. Actually, those were clean.
I had that joint in my room, but it was retro by the time I had it though, because I was born in '88.
Oh, that's when long hair was in. That's when like every black player I knew was trying to be like Jimmy Banks or Desmond Armstrong, and every other player was trying to have like the mullet, like Ronaldo and all them dudes. Maybe you had the Bruce Murray joint, right? But I remember Peter been rocking that same crew cut since like people were folding up cigarettes in their sleeves. That's
Yep.
for sure. That's for sure.
Yep.
So
Yep. This is fire. I had the 90 team, the 94 team, and then the Nigeria 94. And basically like all the Nigeria to the 96 Olympics Nigeria team when we won the Olympics. So like Kanu, JJ Okocha, Finidi George, all them, like Amukachi, Dosu was the goalkeeper, all the Baba Yaro, all them dudes, bro. Olise, all them. Like those are the posters. That was how like if I pull up that 94 US team, I didn't know all of those dudes at the time, but it's so wild because I remember looking through that photo and thinking like, all right, just based on vibe, which one of these dudes like got swag for real?
mm-hmm.
And now like turning pro and like meeting these people, because a lot of them by the time I got into the league, Riverside wants to enter the picture in picture automatically allow this time. I don't know what that means. Meeting a lot of them because by the time I came into the league, they were either broadcasters or CSOs or
Yeah.
whatever. Bro, like as a kid, your imagination is your intuition. You just don't know it yet, right? And
Mm.
like my imagination on a lot of these dudes just based on fucking their team photo was like kind of spot on for a lot of them, if I'm being honest.
What I will say to you is when we think about these young guns right now, the 22, 23-year-olds, the 21-year-olds, that's that class. Those were them dudes. They were them. That's why they've been around for so long, because they were so young when they were coming up, right? And what they were doing to fortify their legacy as pioneers is fantastic. So shout out to Tony, and we were so glad that he's back for sure. So well done, well played. As always, Jalil is always in the top 5v2 square. I'm usually 2 or 3 down in an earshot away. Usually.